let's go for another card review again. Hi everybody. So this is going to be me talking a little bit about the rest of the Vanguard stuff. It's just this card. I forgot completely about it in the last video. Hero base Aegis. Aegis is like protection or shield. A bastion. You know, located to protect yourself. Order zone rest. It also, when this card is put into your order zone, look at the top 7 top of your deck. Choose 3 cards with hero in a card name from among them. Reveal them. Put one of those cards from put one of those into your hand and scout up to 2 cards into your base and shuffle your deck. So that is our activation. So I would say you would probably want to run more cards like this if you would want to scout more cards into your base. But you already searched one already. It's still really good though. Then Order Zone, rest this card and discard a card from your hand. Choose up to one of your discarded cards with grade less equal to your Vanguard. Call it a Reborn circle. Order Zone, when attack, cost Soul Blast 1, rest this card. Choose one of your discarded cards and call it the Guardian Circle. So you can get one to guard with, and you can get one to protect yourself against your stuff, which is good. Yes. It's not your main deck, but I love the mechanic. Oh, okay, thank God. Well, somebody was just asking me about the Hex Orb support just now. So I was very much disappointed, to say the least. So let's see. Okay, cool. So let's go into Diabolos, one of grade 3 triple rares that we're getting in this new set. Diabolos Diver Julian. It's being able to, once per turn, when this unit attacks a Vanguard, cost Counterblast 1, and this unit gets plus 2k until end of turn for each card in your damage zone. So, you know, you can get upwards to plus 10. That's really, really nice on its own. If you have a Vanguard with Bruce in his card name, Soul Charge 1 for every 2 cards in your damage zone, which is also pretty nice. So you can Soul Charge 2. Nice. Then choose up to the same number of Soul Charge but from this effect and call them to Rearguard Circle. So, calling 2. Soul Charge 2, call 2. So if you're on 4 damage, you can make this work. This card's a good card. I'd say it is a 4. Oh, and the base obviously is 5. As I said, I didn't really want to talk about like the grading that card that much, the Aegis base, because it's a card you have to play anyway, right? It's like, it's obvious. It's an obvious card, you have to play it. So whether or not you think it's good or not, or whether it's good or not, it doesn't matter. You have to play the card. So I found it's a very non-important thing. I think this is a 5-star card. This card's kind of busted. This reintroduces us to playing grade 3 Bruce again, so you don't have to play grade 4 Bruce anymore. You want to still, but you still, because of having cards like all the Soul Charge mechanics that you already have within our archetype, I don't feel like you really need to play for grade 4. And sure, you can say, well, it's an extra drive check and extra blah and extra. But the thing is, with Bruce, he never really cared much about the extra drive checks. It never mattered to him much. Your hand is the only thing that really cared about it. Like, you have Eden, and you have Derek. So it's like, you're able to refill your board relatively easy in an archetype like Bruce. Super easy, barely inconvenience. So having a grade 3 card, being able to do this without, by the way, without any form of, like, you don't need to be in Final Rush to do this. You don't even need to have your keyword activated to be able to do this on your first grade 3 turn. Like, you've been rushed a little bit, you're like, okay, well, fine. I'm just gonna rush you back a little bit, too. It's really insane. Pretty good. Because then you could use Protobulb, you Soul Charge 2 random cards, something with maybe with Shield or not. Use Protobulb skill, be able to bounce it back, maybe use Marjorie, draw an extra card, set Marjorie back in. You have so much extra play with this card. It's so insane. It's so insane to me. Alright, we also have another triple rare, Merciless Count Brotes. Looks like a giant ship, but it's a demon. it's a very ugly looking demon. When you Soul Blast 2 more cards at the same time for your cost, this card gets plus 5k until the end of turn. Rearguard only skill. If you Soul Blast 3 or more cards at the same time cost, Counter Blast 1, choose a card from your drop zone, put it into your soul, choose one of your opponent's rear guards to the same grade as that card, and retire it. So in combination with the Greedon quick, I want to say quick shield, but it's not a quick shield. I want to say the Blitz Order. Yes, there we go. With the Blitz Order, allows you to remove a card from your opponent. It's a 5-star card. 5-star. Very good. It's a very good card. It gives you a whole lot of play in Premium, gives you a whole lot of play in Overdress. It gives you one of the first ways of interacting with your opponent's cards in almost any archetype that you want to play. I would see people picking this up just because this is just so good. It's so good. It's so good. It's, I don't know. I don't get it. Alright, Direfall Doll, out of mind. Out of mind, out of sight. So I saw like a lot of the Direfall dolls are being made now. Most of the Direfall dolls are grade 1, so I would expect them probably to get grade 2s and grade 3s in the future, which is pretty nice. Hi Matthew. What interaction are we seeing now? Oh, okay, so if you happen to remember, I think in set 3, was it? It's like a set 3 card? BTO 3. I think it's just quicker for me to just go deck log, actually. It's actually just quicker for me to go deck log. So I can show it to you guys. Standard. Dark States. It's a grade 2. Yeah, I think it's a grade 2. Blitz Order. There we go. Shining Selfishness. It's a grade 2 order that says play this with Soul Blasting 4. So you Soul Blast 4. Choose one of your Vanguard and it gets plus 5k until the end of that battle for each card in your damage zone. So then if you're on 4 damage, you can get plus 20k shield, which puts you on 33, which is pretty good. And defensively, it's also pretty good too. Plus, in combination with Botes, the grade 3 we just talked about just now, you can retire a card from your opponent while protecting yourself, which is kind of nice. And this doesn't need to trigger on like Vanguard to Vanguard swings. It can be on any other rearguard swing too. So you can also get rid of the new grade 2s and stuff that are coming out too, that have like restanding shenanigans, especially in combination with the Vanguard. It has a lot of play. It's really good. And especially in something like especially in something like this archetype. It's scary. It's very scary. Alright, let me see. So we have Direfall Doll, Adamine. During your turn, if your soul has 10 or more cards, this unit gets plus 10k on just plus 10 during your turn. Counter Blast 1. Until end of turn, when you would soul charge cards by your card ability, increase the soul the amount by 1. So if you use Pandemonium Tactics, for example, instead of soul charging 4, you soul charge 5. It's just plus 1. It isn't plus 1 per every plus for every soul charge exactly that you do. It's just plus 1 soul charge on the amount of soul charges you've done, which is kind of nice. So it doesn't like multiply or anything. You just gain an extra. That's all you do. Which is still pretty nice. You were sleeping? Oh, that's okay. That's fine. I sleep too. Alright. Out of everything, I still rate her a 3. She has potential to be a whole lot better, and there are some moments where archetype like the Dredrewed, for example, they don't really use much Counterblast. This could possibly see some play an archetype like that if you want to, but I think you probably want to just play Swirlers, the previous grade 1 from set 5, or set 3, actually, set 3 or 4. Probably just want to play those, since those just give you a soul randomly. See, Term Fracture Dragon. Term Fracture Dragon says, as of grade 2, when its attack hits a Vanguard, you may draw a card. If you do, choose the card from your hand, put it into your soul. So a little bit, sort of like Time Jared Dragon, which gives you a little bit of hand selection. This is pretty okay. It's alright. It doesn't need to hit though. It needs to hit Vanguard specifically. If it just said hits anything, it'd be a whole lot more dangerous. How many do I recommend? I would say 3 for now. It depends, but I'd say 3 from now. You mean Swirler? I think 3. Because then it can free you up to play some more slots in your grade 2 and 3. Because I feel like the issue with Dredrewed is that they don't have a lot of grade 3s. Right? And I feel like being able to secure your grade 3s in your soul is kind of very important. Your grade 2s and your grade 3s are very important in that deck. Grade 1s a little less so. Because obviously you're running 4 PGs, you're running upwards to about 13 to 14 grade 1s, just inherently per chance, and the grade 3s are the most difficult units to get into their soul, and most of the grade 1s allow you to put cards from your drop zone or from your deck into your soul anyway, and those cards themselves get accidentally soul charged as well, so you primarily want to secure your grade 2s and 3s in your soul, or even grade 0s. Let me see, when an attack hits a boosted, when the attack this unit boosts hits a Vanguard, if you're in Final Rush, Counterblast 1, put a rear guard this unit boosted in the bottom of your deck, draw a card. One of your other unit, choose one of your other unit, it gets +5. I guess this is for like Leonard? I guess it's for like Leonard situations. You get to draw a card off of this, and it feels like it's a double rare. It feels like a funny alternate win con, or like funny alternate play. It helps you from like, it doesn't keep you from decking out. It's just a 1-for-1, and you use a CV for it, and it gives out another unit +5. So I guess you would just want to give your Bruce +5, and it also needs to hit. It's kind of ugh. It's tacking on way more worse features for it. I would say a 2-star for it. I'm sure that there's something in Bruce that could make it be like, oh, it just hits sort of thing, but it's a 2-star for me. Desire Devil Kuwiksugi. When this unit is put into your soul from a rearguard ability, by ability of your Greedon, if you did not counter charge a certain counter charge 1, so you finally get some counter charge, a grade 1 counter charger. It's awesome. You play a couple copies of this card, that's good. When your rear guard, it's placed by card's ability. If your Vanguard is Greedon and your Amazon is 4 more cards, that called unit gets 5k. Oh, it plays by a card's ability. It's also from Soul. Oh! Oh, this works in tandem with the bunny from a couple sets ago. Because it also triggers in Soul. So if you play a a couple copies of this card, you can call the bunny from hand, and if you didn't Persona ride for whatever ungodly reason, that unit gets another +5 to +10. I like this. It's a good card. It triggers its soul, which is something like this is not too unique. I mean, no, it's not, but the fact that it in a situation like this is interesting. It does need to be on 4 more damage though, sadly, but I think that's fine. That's super manageable. You're usually almost always taking damage. I'm gonna be testing a lot of these archetypes in the next coming days, so this is gonna be really good for us. Want to test some Desire Devils and stuff to see how it feels. Alright, so we have Explosive Torture. Whoa. When these units place a Record Circle, if you have 5 or more cards in your soul, choose one of your units, and it gets +5 until end of turn. That's kind of basic. It's kind of bench. It's very Resident Sleeper. I think you could possibly make this work in like premium. Yes, actually. So this okay. So this can work with some of the G guards that Harry has and some of the PGs that Harry has. So you could work inside with Lovely Companion. So Lovely Companion would usually get Paraton, and Paraton would give you Tricky Assistant to get rid of this. But then you could also use Explosive Torture in your soul to call itself out to give your Harry +5 until end of turn. Because you have 5 or more like saved up. That's funny. It's funny. It's a premium card, potentially. I like this. I say 3. Because it gives your archetype a different angle to go towards, and plus it has premium application. And this makes it actually kind of nice. Because it's a generic card. It's a generic card. I like it. Is Brainwash Swirler an important card? It helps your archetype a lot. How important is it? You can also play Gungrim if you don't want to play Swirler. It does the same thing. And it can potentially draw you a card, but it gives less power to your back row. If you don't really care about power, because it's turning your Vanguard 0 anyway, it doesn't really matter. And Gungrim Soul Blasts 3, which works the same way in the skill as the Boltis needs anyway. So it allows you to retire a rear guard potentially if you want it. So it's entirely up to you. Gungrim or Swirler both are good, but both of them do different things. It depends on what you need it for. If you play in a format a lot of people committing more stuff to the board, you can like punish them for making those kind of plays. And plus you get to like refill your drop zone, your soul. But yeah, then play Gungrim instead then for now. I think it's pretty good. Gungrim. Diabolus Madonna Senia. It's a Diabolus card. When it's in its place, a rearguard circle from hand. Cost, put another rearguard into your soul at the top of your deck. Call it to rear or put into your soul. Huh. This is one of the first times I've seen a Diabolus card, and I'm like, this could possibly be played in Greedon. This card is actually unironically pretty good. The pony is also, in some situations, you cannot afford Swirler. Yeah, the pony's pretty okay too. Huh. This is a pretty funny card. This has potential. I will say 2 with potential. This is a 2-star card with potential. Because you can get an extra superior call, which can like fill out your board a little bit. Because this, huh. But then again, Greedon soul charges for your rearguards from the board already. But what you could do is attack, soul charges the standing, call the 6k from your hand, makes that 16. The 16 soul charges the other 6, soul charges the other rearguard, right? because then you call that off the money, and then the grade 1 says, yeah, choose to call the card off the top or put it into your soul. And you don't need to be in Final Rush to use the skill either. So you get some really interesting, shenanigans with this potentially. It's a darn shame it's a 6K, but then it would have been like a double rare 8K grade 1. A lot of combo potential. Like, I'm gushing about this card a whole lot. Maybe it might not be anything, but I'm saying maybe. All right, cool. Desire Devil Funman. Okay. It's a grade 1. When this unit boosts, if you have no other rear guards, come last 1. Choose an Avaricious Greedon. It gets crit 1 until end of battle. It's not end of turn. That's kind of lame. I don't like this. Seems kind of meh. You could run 1 if you want to, if your heart so desires. Now, this is a cool thing about this archetype with Greedon. You can kind of play a bunch of like 1-ofs if you want to, for like very specific situations, because like most of the times when you're randomly soul charging, you'll probably hit some of these and you're like, yeah, do I want to use this one? Not really. Not really. I'm not really into this turn getting a crit and stuff. Let's do something else. This is a 1. This is a 1 for me. It's a rare, but this has a lot less potential than the previous grade 1 that we saw just now. And now we have a functional reprint of the Perfect Guard. You pick it up because you pick it up. If you have multiple Dark States decks, there's no reason not to pick up more copies of your PGs you'll need. I can't rate this any lower than a 5. It's a 5. It's whatever, right? Phase Transition Dragon. Transitioning to the other phase of the plan. Plan within plans. Keikaku. When it attacks, kind of last 1, choose a card from your soul, put it into drop, and increase the power of this unit's power by the original shield of that card into your drop until end of battle. If it did the other way around, I would say yes. Yes. But this is a no. This is a common. This is a 1. I can feel some applications for this in premium. Obviously, this seems too intricate not to be possibly abused somehow, some way in premium. But for right now in Overdress, I don't see the point of using this right now. There's very few situations where this doesn't matter. Hey King Jaden, how you doing? Hi Spectral, how you doing? We're currently recording a video talking about the Brandgate stuff and now the Dark State stuff. We're recording it step by step. We're just going through everything and grading them by stars from 1 to 5. My criteria for them is my own discretion. How I feel like grading them is how I feel like grading them. Most of the time I just take a look at their tournament viability and I grade them via that. Let's see, Diabolus Digger Basil, okay. Or Basil. When is the unit attack while boosted, this unit gets 5. It's very basic, it's a common card. It's a throwaway, so 2-star, 1-star. Pick your poison. Diandre Diabolus Reverser. When it's displaced from your soul, if you have a Vanguard Bruce in its name, this unit gets plus 10k until end of turn for every 2 cards in your damage zone. So this can get plus 30. So it's a 30k rear guard. Potentially. Let's play some from your soul. So if you have a Leonard turn, so you swing with a rear, you soul charge 2. You don't even need Leonard for this. You have Julian now. So Julian, you can call this off of Julian or Leonard. And it gets plus 10 if you're on 4 damage. Plus 20, sorry. Plus 20 if you're on 4 damage. I say it's pretty okay. It's until end of turn, right? Yeah, it's until end of turn. I say it's pretty okay. Especially if you have like multiple copies of this in your soul as well. I say it's alright. As a common, especially as a common, I'd say it's a 3-star. It's also costless, kinda. And it's called from Soul. That's the sad part about this. This might have been like a rare. It said if placed, if you're in Final Rush. It'd been cool if it said in place if you're in Final Rush, get plus 10 for every 2. I'd say 3-star with potential. I like it. Desire Devil Kodok. So when this unit attacks, while not boosted, if you're Vanguard with Greed on, choose 4 normal units with Desire Devil in their names. From your drop and choose 1 or more cards, return them. And if you choose 1 or more cards, return them to your deck and shuffle. If you return 4 cards exactly, this unit gets plus 10 until end of battle. It's not till end of turn. I guess that's be too demanding. But this is one of the best ways that Greed on can deck out anymore. Or it can, obviously, it still can. But because of all the soul blasting you usually did, it sadly enough only chooses Desire Devil units. So you then need to play Desire Devil units that also soul charge for you. There's a couple that exist that actually soul charge. So you could possibly play like a pure Desire Devil deck nowadays. Which is possible. Yeah, there's a lot of Desire Devil support, so you could make this work. I rate this card a 4. 4. As a common, I think you want to play a number of these cards. Be it 3, be it 2. I would say 2, 3. 2.5 to 3. If somebody plays 3 because they really want to see this card somewhere in the mid to late game, I would agree. Because also, it procs whenever it attacks, while it's not boosted, so... Obviously, you want to have a full board plus this by itself. Which is fair. Alright, let's see. Diabolo's Girls, Kristen. God, she has some semi-autos in her hand. She's just like, she's just going in. She's a 1. She's a grade 1. When this unit is placed on Reborn Circle from Soul, if you're in Final Rush, Soul Charge 2. For every 2 cards you get damage. Soul Charge 4. Bruh. Soul Charge 4, maybe? Bruh. Sheesh. It's a 1 card Soul Charge 4. So just a Julian by itself is like, yo, you know what time it is. You know what time it is. So you can call Kristen plus Protobulb, use Kristen to put up like a Julian or something into your hand, use Soul Charge 2, you potentially have Swirlers as well. So this Soul Charge 4, that's plus 20k to another column if you want it to be. That's nutty. That's nutty. In the middle of battle, you can do so much damage with this. This is a 4-star card. Yeah, maybe I might be nutty here, but I might be crazy here, but I feel that there's like so much extra reach you can get with this card. Sheesh. Yeah, I'm probably crazy with saying this, but yeah. It's a pretty nutty card. It's a 1 card Soul Charge 4. Potentially. Still, Soul Charge 2 minimum. Still good. Now we have the triggers. Crit. Thing, draw. Yep. For the Drajul support, they give you like a bushel of triggers already out to the gate, so you can have something to play with. A lot of people are looking for the Direful doll stuff, or the Alessandra. Everybody likes her artwork. She's pretty cute. With that being said, stay awesome, be awesome, have a wonderful day. Thank y'all for tuning in and stopping on by. Love.